Did you think you had college all figured out? You got into your dream school and were all ready to forge an instant, lifelong connection with your roommate, work out complicated chem problems in a state-of-the-art lab like the next Marie Curie, and spend your weekends cheering on the football team and celebrating their victory at house parties on Greek Row. Then you stepped on campus and it just didn't go the way you thought it would. And no one could have seen that coming. Not you, or your best friend, or your mom, or your favorite teacher from high school. Not even the super reputable psychic you found on Etsy. We can't tell you exactly what college is going to be like either. But if you find yourself feeling that the school you picked just isn't quite right, we've got a whole collection of crystal balls, tea leaves, cootie catchers, and just regular old college knowledge to tell you what you can do about it. Hi, I'm Erica Brzozowski, and here are 4 things to know about transferring colleges. First of all, if you're feeling like you're not at the right school, you're not alone. That's why colleges have a whole process set up for leaving one school and starting at another one, known as transferring. And a lot of students go through that process. In 2023, around 13% of newly enrolled college students had transferred from another school. And around 1/3 of students transfer schools at least once during their college career. About 1/3 of transfer students are people moving from a 2-year school, like community college, to a 4-year school. For these students, transferring might have been part of the plan from the beginning. Since community college tends to be less expensive than 4-year schools, it can be a good option to start with a year or 2 of community college, and then transfer to a 4-year school to finish their bachelor's degree. But for many students, transferring isn't part of the original plan. And that doesn't mean they did anything wrong. It just means the school wasn't the right fit, and a slightly different environment might be just what they need to have a good college experience. These folks might decide to move from one 4-year university to another, or from a 4-year school to a 2-year school, or from a 2-year school to another 2-year school. You get it. In fact, if you're watching this video, you might have all those options swirling around in your crystal ball. But before we look ahead to your future, let's spend some time in the present, so you can understand your reasons for thinking about making a change. Now, lots of students have a rough transition to college at first. It makes sense. You've totally uprooted your life to move to a brand new place, living in a 10x10 box with a stranger, while being asked to undertake the most complicated academic tasks of your life so far. It's a whole lot to get used to, which is why a lot of admissions counselors recommend that students stick it out for at least a full year before deciding to transfer. Your college probably has RAs to help you work on your tough roommate situation, tutoring services to support you academically, a long list of clubs to join to help you meet new friends, and free mental health services to talk you through the hard moments. And more often than not, the homesickness will pass, you'll find your crew of friends, and you'll adjust to your classes and professors. But sometimes it isn't just regular homesickness, one bad roommate, or one tough class. And as hard as you've tried to settle in and find your place, something still isn't right. Like maybe in your case, the girl who was supposed to be your lifelong bestie roommate won't acknowledge your existence and consistently keeps you up until 3 a.m. playing Fortnite at full volume. Plus, your school's football team is so pathetic that no one even bothers with game day, and the only Greek life on campus is a Euro counter at the dining hall. And academics aren't going any better. Your schedule of classes and labs is way more intense than it was in high school, and the expectations for your lab notes are a lot stricter. And even though you're one of the top-ranked STEM schools in the country, you're thinking that maybe you'd rather be the next Miles Davis than Marie Curie. Only, while the chem lab is shiny and new, the music building looks like it was last updated, well, never. On top of that, there's all the traffic noise keeping you up at night, which you did not anticipate when you read "Make the city your campus" in the school brochure. And even though you thought you could swing the high cost of out-of-state tuition, the stress you feel every time you swipe your card to buy toothpaste is becoming a problem. Plus, your grandma got sick back home, so all of a sudden, living on the other side of the country feels a lot less exciting and a lot more stressful. Location, school culture, academic programs, tuition costs, changes in your own living situation, those are big pieces of your college experience, and ones you can't fix by joining some clubs or changing your major. So if that's what you're up against, it might be time to consider transferring. But before we get further into transferring, we want to remind you about all the study hall courses that can jumpstart or restart your college and career journey right here on YouTube. Here's how it works. Watch any of the course videos on the Study Hall channel for free, then sign up for an online college course led by ASU faculty for just $25 and apply what you've learned. If, at the end of the course, you're happy with your grade, pay a fee that's about a third of the cost of a college course to get 3 transferable college credits on your transcript. Whether you're building new skills, trying to earn college credit, or just proving to yourself that you can do it, Study Hall can help you reach your goals without the financial risk. Check out the link in the description or go to gostudyhall.com to learn more. Now, back to transferring. Now it's time to peer into the hazy future and figure out how exactly to do that. Of course, the first step to transferring is figuring out where you want to transfer to, but that's no sweat. You now have a way more complete idea of who you are and what you're looking for in a school than you did the first time around. Like, you know you want to go somewhere a little smaller, quieter, and closer to home with a great music program and performance halls that are just as nice, if not nicer, than the STEM labs. Once you've got your list, you might try to visit the schools you're considering if you can. Lots of colleges have specific visiting days for transfer students to help give you a rundown of not only the school culture, but what you can expect if you enroll there as a transfer student. You can also try to sit in on classes, attend events, and talk to students and professors to give you a better feel for the school vibe that can't be captured in a brochure. Now, if you fold the brochure into a cootie catcher, you might be onto something. Even if you can't visit in person, there are probably virtual tours and information sessions online that can help guide your scrying bones as you look into your options. Along with all that, you'll want to find out if the credits you've already earned at your current school will transfer over to your prospective future schools. Sometimes this works out perfectly, but pay attention, because not all schools accept all credits from every other school, and the credits that do transfer might only count as electives. There may also be some other specific guidelines, like some schools require you to get a certain number of credits from your original school before transferring. Or you may need to get at least half of your credits from the new school to graduate. Many schools have tools on their website to help you figure out if your credits will transfer, but it's also a good idea to speak to the admissions office and academic advisors at your prospective schools. It's basically the college version of a super reputable Etsy psychic. Then it's time to actually apply. When it comes to the timeline of all this, every school does things a little bit differently. And application deadlines will probably be different than those for incoming first years, often sometimes around March for admission the following fall. This means it's important to pay close attention to each school's specific deadlines and transfer requirements. But deadlines aside, in general, the application process for transfers is similar to the one you used to apply for college the first time around. It involves an essay, letters of rec, and your transcript. Of course, you're not in high school anymore, so your application shouldn't be either. That means you'll need to submit your college transcripts so schools can see how you handled college-level courses, and at least one of your letters of rec should be from a college professor. You should also use your college experience to inform your application essay. Admissions counselors recommend that instead of explaining what didn't go well at your first school, you should focus on what you've learned and what your goals are at the new school, including why you know the new school is going to be the right fit for you. Finally, keep an eye on your finances during the transfer process. Unfortunately, your financial aid package and scholarships probably won't transfer with you. But you can resubmit your FAFSA to receive federal financial aid, and many schools have specific scholarships set aside for transfer students. Keep in mind that you're also still responsible for paying off your original student loans, and it's possible that some of those, usually only private ones, will go into repayment once you transfer. So make sure you know the status of your loans and apply for an in-school deferment so paying off those loans can be a problem for future you to deal with. According to that ominous knife shape in your tea leaves and just regular old common sense, when you start at your new school, you're probably going to feel a lot like you did when you were a freshman at your first school. You're in another new environment where you don't know anyone, and you have to start all over again. But this time, you know what's up. You know that a little discomfort is to be expected, you have a better idea of your goals, and you can be confident you're at this new school for some really specific reasons. Plus, there are a lot of transfer student-specific steps you can take to settle in as quickly as possible. Many schools hold specific events for transfer students, so you can go and meet other people who are in a similar position to you. And professors are pretty used to transfer students and are happy to help get you up to speed if you let them know you're new to the school. And of course, your academic advisor can make sure you're on track to take the courses you need to graduate on time. As the weeks roll by, you'll likely start to feel more comfortable, meet new people, and feel all the benefits your new school has to offer. But there's also a chance that your new school still isn't the right fit. In which case, you can rewatch this video and we'll give you another read on your future. But okay, in all seriousness, it is important to know that about 45% of transfer students end up changing schools more than once to find the perfect fit. There's nothing wrong with that. Lots of those folks end up really happy with their choice, but it can come at a cost. The more times you transfer, the harder it can be to stay on top of your academics, build long-lasting community, and graduate on time. So you should definitely consult the cards and make sure you think transferring is really the best move for you. Our crystal ball, tea leaves, cootie catchers, and college knowledge can't show us everything. But we can tell you that ultimately, your college journey is your own. It might not be what you or anyone else originally had in mind, but sometimes transferring is exactly the right choice. And if you approach that choice with care and clear expectations, chances are you'll find the school that feels right for you. If you're currently in or thinking about going to college, check out our channel where you'll find more tips about navigating college applications and choosing a major. To find out how to earn college credit with Study Hall, go to gostudyhall.com or click on the link in the description. And if you want to help us out, give this video a like. If you're a transfer student, share your experiences in the comments and smash that subscribe button. Thanks for watching. See you next time.